Hey you guys, Caitlin here again from Story Speak Enterprises and the founder of the Legacy Brand Leader Curriculum. Okay, this is my take two of the Legacy Brand Leader Curriculum walkthrough for 2022. If you missed my YouTube live, I would be glad, but it's actually still up on my YouTube channel. If you want to check it out, I felt it was a complete flop. I didn't realize I couldn't share my screen, so I had to use a tablet, and it was awful. So it's a great first run, but I'm here to do things right and share my screen. So let's go into the Legacy Brand Leader Curriculum walkthrough as I originally intended. Okay. This is real life, you guys, so I'm happy to show you my journey. So, okay, I have to tell you before we go into things how I set the Legacy Brand Leader Curriculum up. So, in 2022, I'm doing things a little differently after understanding certain things that have to be in place when people come to a certain point in their business. So, for example, a lot of people want to improve their sales, but they don't have the correct branding things in place to actually reflect messaging that would make good sales, right? Or, for example, if there's something that is missing in their marketing that is, for example, someone might be wanting to improve trackability and manageability of their business, but aren't making time to sit down. And so there's all these prerequisites that are needed before we work on something in our business, because business is not isolated. Business works just as our bodies do. We have entire systems and mechanics and all these different parts that work together, right? As a team, as a unit. And our business is the same way. It's one living organism that is composed of different parts. So if we think one part is broken, it's never just isolated to that part. We have to look and see what actually is preceding that issue, and try to find the root. And so that's why I do things in a certain order, because I've seen that the longer things are procrastinated, for example, the root issues of branding or a business plan or a business model or even a money plan, the longer these things are procrastinated and not dealt with, the bigger problem it's going to arise, and it's actually going to take more money and more time to correct. So I want to make sure that you have the correct things in place that can be leveraged and utilized for coaches you use going forward, or for investors you get moving forward, or to show business partners you may need. So it's doing everything in a proper way so that everything serves as a foundation for the next level, and it can really grow and flow with you. Now that you understand why I teach things in a certain order, here are the phases I believe business occurs in. It's learning, planning, building, and then automating or hiring, so you're outsourcing everything that we've created. And so there's different offers to match the different phases of business. And sometimes they overlap. For example, you're going to be learning in every phase that never stops, and you're going to be technically building in every phase that never stops. But having these categories really helps you kind of direct your focus and your energy in a way that can set intention with what you're doing. So you're not just scrambling to get things done. You're really setting intention. So like, okay, my focus with this activity that Caitlin is giving me is going to be to learn. And focus for another activity that Caitlin's giving me is going to be to plan, so it's just a way to really focus and be really intentional with what we are creating together. So without further ado, let me show you the offer I have created in your learning phase of business.